I want to ask you about Robert Mueller's report overall and the whole notion that you and other Democrats, including the House Speaker, have talked about with transparency. If the Justice Department is not going to hand it over to you fully and say that it can be fully put out to the American public, are you absolutely sure that you will issue a subpoena?
Well, we'll try to negotiate and we'll try everything else first. But if we have to, yes, we will certainly issue subpoenas to get that information.
And you're going to be willing to take that all the way up to the Supreme Court if you have to?
Absolutely.
On December 2nd, SCOTUS was supposed to hear the House Judiciary Committee and President Trump battle it out over the Mueller report. But just 2 weeks before oral argument, the House asked SCOTUS to table the matter. So what is this portion of the Mueller report that's an issue, and what are the larger implications of the House's move? I'm attorney Adrienne Lawrence, and I've got the deets for you. Let's dive into this missing Mueller matter. This is Overruled. Welcome to TYT Overruled, where you get to be the judge. Our case of the day concerns a House of Representatives' request to postpone SCOTUS oral arguments over certain parts of the Mueller report. Now, here are the 3 things you need to know. First, the issue before SCOTUS was whether the House Judiciary Committee can access secret information surrounding the Mueller report. Specifically, this information includes redacted portions of the Mueller report and the secret grand jury transcripts and materials. Now, if you recall, Robert Mueller submitted a report in 2019 to Attorney General William Barr. This report covered possible Russian interference in the 2016 election. Barr released a redacted version of the report so that the House Judiciary Committee went to federal court to get an order requiring Barr to disclose the redacted portions and also to give over the grand jury transcripts and materials. Now, both the trial court and the Court of Appeals said, yeah, you got to disclose this. And so Trump and co., while they ran to SCOTUS, got the court to temporarily block disclosure and to set the matter for hearing on December 2nd. So why did the House committee want to postpone? Second, in its request to table the hearing, the House Judiciary Committee told the justices that the new Congress coming in should decide whether to move forward with the case. Yes, the House Judiciary Committee indicated that once the new Congress and Biden are sworn in this January, its plans to obtain the redacted portions of the Mueller report and the underlying grand jury materials, those could change. And as you may have predicted, Trump and co. said they were ready to go to court, but they were okay with postponing. Now, SCOTUS went ahead and granted the House Judiciary's request, removing the argument from calendar. And it didn't reschedule a date, so we don't know what's going to happen there. But still, the House committee stressed that its investigation into misconduct by President Trump, oversight of the agency's activities during the Trump administration, and consideration of related legislative reforms have remained ongoing. So what does this mean for holding Trump accountable? That brings me to my third point. Third, tabling the argument suggests several potential strategies the House may be taking. 1, the House is definitely not going to try to impeach Trump before he leaves office, because if it were, it'd definitely want this redacted secret intel. 2, the House may be avoiding this L before SCOTUS. You know, Trump put 3 justices on the court, and Thomas and Alito were sure bets. So why take an L here if you can get access to the information another way? And that brings me to my third point.
Under the OLC opinion, a sitting president cannot be indicted. It'd be unconstitutional.
But under Department of Justice policy, the president could be prosecuted for obstruction of justice crimes after he leaves office, is correct?
True.
And the federal rules allow a court to release grand jury info when there's a case or there's a preliminary investigation to a case. So the House can accomplish its goal of getting the intel through Biden's DOJ without taking an L before SCOTUS. And that may be the House's objective. That's it. Those are the 3 things you need to know about the missing Mueller matter. So what do you think? Is the House punking out of getting the intel on Trump's Russian interference? Or is it employing some strategery? You let me know your thoughts below. Hit me up on Twitter using the hashtag TYTOverruled and follow us for more. Catch you next time.